You are your own motivator. You are your own prayer partner. Look at the things that you do when no one is looking. Stop complaining and start working hard.
Hey guys, welcome to Take a Leap podcast. I'm Naftali Rodriguez.
And I'm Ocean Marshall. Here at Take a Leap, we talk to people of different faiths about how they're trying to change the world.
Today we have an episode from our Take a Leap Lab with BYU Pathway Worldwide Interns in Africa. And we're talking with Takudzwa Brian Kepekepe from Zimbabwe.
We'll introduce Ryan in a second, but first let's go to our man on the street, where we ask people around campus questions to see what they think. Today we asked, if your life had a theme song, what would it be?
My song would be I Need a Hero by the song in Shrek.
That's good.
That's really, I don't know why. But what about you?
Mine would probably be Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson.
Make sure to check out our additional content on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
What's your life theme song?
Probably Baby by Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Cecilia by Simon Garfunkel.
Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
Probably Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles.
Walking on Sunshine. Africa by Toto.
Water the Flowers and Pray for a Garden by Valley.
Never heard that
Kind
one.
of obscure.
I'll look that up.
So let's meet our intern Ryan. He's an assistant in operations and administration at the National Gallery, Zimbabwe. He's also a BYU Idaho graduate in applied business management.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you wanted to start podcasting?
My name is Takudzwa Brian Kepekepe, and I'm from Harare, Zimbabwe. Most of my professional work is administrative work. I love helping people out, especially in helping them solve their problems and also finding solutions. I've got a passion for music. I love music. I'm a very good acoustic guitar player, and one of the hidden talents that I have is I can actually sing. So when it comes to podcasting, I feel like there's so many African stories that have not been heard. So podcasting gives me an opportunity to share those life journeys, their backgrounds, and all this helps in helping me find knowledge from the guest where we can be able to share insights that can motivate and empower listeners all over the world.
Can you tell us a little bit about your guest story and what inspired you to interview him?
He rose from extremely difficult circumstances and situations, moving between rural areas, living in poverty, disruptions in his education, and most importantly, losing his mother. But in all that trials that he experienced, he managed to overcome that and pursue a higher education and step into leadership. His story is more about transforming pain into purpose.
Can you tell us just one lesson that you learned when talking to him?
I can say he challenged the notion that the only way you can make a difference in society is by having wealth. But he did it with little resources by sacrificing his time, his skills. So I think that's one of the greatest lessons that we can be able to learn from him.
I truly do believe in showing up no matter the circumstance. I think that's a great lesson. For our listeners, can you give a little bit of context just about the cultural attitudes towards elderly in Zimbabwe?
There has been a traditionally strong cultural value of respecting the elders, where elders are known as having wisdom. They have the culture and also guidance. Due to the urbanization and economic hardships, we see that most often the elderly are neglected and are left without proper care. And some of them, they are viewed as burdens in society because of struggling households. And most importantly, some are actually said they are witches because they are accustomed to misfortunes that are happening to people, especially the youth in the society.
And Ryan's guest is Panashe Pemhiwa, who co-founded a nonprofit dedicated to combating ageism and reducing loneliness among elderly.
Let's hear about how Panashe went from orphan to college graduate.
Welcome to the podcast, Panashe.
Thank you very much for having me.
Just to get us into the mood of our podcast interview today, I was just thinking, if your life had a theme song, which song would it be?
Unstoppable.
Why that song?
Because it speaks more about the mindset, the perspective in which you view yourself as an individual. So I'd like to say unstoppable, regardless of the things that you go through each and every day.
Is it probably your wake-up song when you wake up to get motivated to start the day?
Yes, yeah. Usually when I'm running, I just say I'm a Porsche with no brakes. So yeah, I'm my own limits.
I actually love that, a Porsche with no brakes.
Yes.
That's beautiful. I was actually thinking as well, as I was reading your biography, it seems like you're a very busy man. Mm-hmm. So what is something that you have done that you're really proud of that nobody knows about?
To be able to start an organization that have sent children to school, helped elderly people, and empowered a lot of young people without money.
That's actually beautiful. I
Yes.
don't know how you were able to do that, because for me, I'll be even stuck in the beginning of process to say, I have the plan, but I don't have the action. So to actually implement that, I commend you. So tell us more about yourself. Take us back to the beginning for a bit. What was life like growing up where you did, moving between the rural areas and the ghetto? And are there any particular challenges or moments from that time that really stuck with you?
You know, we didn't choose where to be born or maybe where to belong. But one thing that I've learned over the years is to embrace each and every season and the phase. You know, growing up, I learned in 15 different schools, not because I was more like someone who liked it, but that was the thing that I was born into. At one point in time when my parents separated, I went to live with my grandmother. I was in grade 3, and our means of survival, we were doing gold panning, you know, in the river, trying to look for survival. And for us, you would work for things that you have to eat. But during that phase, I learned that, you know what, whatever the life throws of you, you just have to show up. And at some point in time, my father then got arrested, you know, and we then moved to Gweru, where we were living in a church, or where some generous people would say, you know, come and live with us. And during that time, things were very tough, you know, and then for us to survive, we then moved back, you know, to one of the areas, Wopley, where it's more like a squatter camp. And it was that time when my grandfather from my father's side said, no, it's not good for children to not go to school. And by the way, I was supposed to do my grade 5, you know, and I spent the whole year, you know, sitting at home. I still remember that we would actually get out of the house around 1 p.m., you know, so that people would think that we were at school whilst we were at home, you know. So that was our cover-up method, you know, until one of our friends found out, you guys, you're always, you know, at home. What is it about? But as a child, you couldn't explain. That's when I went to a room where, you know, by the grace of God, some people with a good heart then said, you know what, let's come there. And that's when I finished my primary. And I was just asked, Panashe, which grade do you want to go to? And because of age, I just said, let me go to grade 6. And then during that period, that also I lost my mom when I was about to write my grade 7, and things was very tough. She died during childbirth, and again, we had to start back in the rurals. And yeah, that's all the most difficult things about my school journey.
It must have been hard actually going through that process, especially as a child. And to actually, you know, process all that, I think it's commendable that you were able to overcome that and to be where you are today. Thank you very much for sharing that with you, and also my condolences to your mom as well.
Thank you.
I know it's actually hard to lose a parent, especially in Africa, where they are the ones who are actually supposed to support you and care for you. Moving forward, I wanted to find out about your faith, because I feel it's one of the motivations that actually helped you to overcome all those setbacks that you experienced in your life.
Yes.
So what does faith really mean to you, and how has it shown up in your life over the years?
I really value faith, you know, because the Lord says, come to me, all who are heavy and heavy laden, because I will give you rest. And for me, giving my life to Christ was a sign to say, you know what, God, I don't have anyone to talk to, but if I continue to pray to save other people, I then found my problems, you know, being also addressed in those situations. And it was through prayer that I also got a scholarship when I was about to start my Form 3 that changed my life. It's something that I really took, because after the rurals, I then went to Harare for the first time, where I was about to start my Form 3. And unfortunately, I didn't have money for school fees, even money to buy $7 to buy the uniform. And I still remember one of the painful memories was when I looked for, you know, old uniforms from the guys who had graduated the last year. And when I wore that torn jersey, it was written, I graduated. You know what people do when they graduate? And the headmaster just got in the first time and was like, everyone, remove your jerseys. And I couldn't remove because my shirt was torn up. And then I was like, no, you were trying to be a gangster in here and stuff. But I was just a kid who was trying to learn and stuff. And what he said, he was right because of the thing that I was wearing, but he didn't know the things that was happening, you know, in my background. By joining a platform such as the Global Intercessors, where people come together to pray, it helped me to remain rooted, to say, you know what, the Lord loves you and is with you.
I was actually intrigued as you were speaking when you're talking about how you were able to get a scholarship. So tell us more about your educational journey. We talked about how you skipped grade 4 and 5 and jumped into grade 6. Can you tell us more about how you made it after getting that scholarship and to where you are today?
I then went from Fakosai 1, where I did my Form 3. By the grace of God, the scholarship was looking for 10 people in each and every school, and they were about to have a boot camp where there were 400, and they were only looking for 40 people. And me, with the fears of, I'm coming from the rurals, I know I can't speak properly, will I make it for the 40 people? And that's where also my faith then come in and say, if I was selected as part of this 400, I think the 40 I can. And then by the grace of God, I was also part of the 40. This meant that I was taking a leadership gap year where we've been taught about 7 leadership, tenacity, accountability, and responsibility, where we're looking at how best can we change, the African narrative. How do we become socially responsible at the same time becoming the best of yourself? So this opportunity took me through a gap year, traveling around Zimbabwe, getting to know the challenges every day Zimbabweans are facing. And then after that, I then, got to go to Watershed College on a full scholarship. And then there I was doing maths, physics, geography, and further maths. And then I went to University of Zimbabwe, where now I'm studying geomatics engineering. So basically, that's my journey.
I can see where your leadership skills actually come from. Mm-hmm. It actually comes from where you actually learned at a younger age to actually lead people. That's quite amazing. As I was reading your bio, you're the founder of Hibiscus Dotage Foundation,
yes,
and the incoming curator of Global Shapers Community, Harare Hub. So can you tell us more about this? What sparked your passion for charity and supporting others? And how do you balance helping both the older generation and the young people, as we were talking about leadership, who are upcoming behind you?
So for me, a lot of people say that the future is youth. But for me, it didn't make sense if you exclude people who gave birth to the future, which are the elderly people. So I was asking myself questions like, why is it easier for a parent to take care of 8 children, but 8 children cannot give back the same love to one parent? And there seemed to be a disconnection there. And we're looking at things like, here in Zimbabwe, when people grow old, people start to say that they're annoying. Some even go to extent to say that they are witches. And I was asking that, what does those phrase, conversation, comments do to their mental health? So I was looking for a way to link the generations to say, okay, how can we build a future? Not neglecting the people who were there in the past, but coming together, creating a society in which someone is viewed as not young or old, but just a person, using the philosophy of Ubuntu, that I am because you are. To acknowledge that for us to be there are people who set the foundation for us. So having that's when we started the organization Hibiscus Dotage Foundation, where we are using a tripartite intervention solution to view intergenerational relationship. To say, you know what, yes, you are the elderly, but the youth are coming. But can we learn from what the elderly did already so that we can have a better future? So we call ourselves young for the elderly because we acknowledge the elderly, that we are now standing with them, we stand on their shoulders. So for me, helping people is a matter of saying, with what I have, it's not about money, it's with what I have, with my skills, how can I make someone's life better? Because I believe that money can only amplify who you are, not necessarily to wait, say, when I get rich, what can I do? You have your time, you have your skills. How can those skills better build the lives of others? Let's live together. Let's gather around as families. Take care of your parents, take care of your neighbor, and love each other. As the philosopher of Ubuntu says, that I am because you are. Your needs are my content.
I love how you're actually giving back to the elderly. I feel like they're the ones who actually feel neglected at times. And I love the part whereby you said it's not just money that we can offer these people, but
yes,
we can give our time, our services as well when we're actually supporting the community. When things get hard, or when things got hard, where do you find the courage to keep going? Are there any daily habits, routines, or mindsets that helped you to push through and stay focused?
One thing that I've also realized is no one really is coming to save you. And I've learned to channel my motivation from within. I don't wait to be told the time to wake up, but I look at where I'm coming from, where I want to achieve, and what is needed to do there. And one of the things that have helped me is goal setting. Waking up expecting to do something. The challenge that we're having, a lot of young people, we are waking up without a plan. What is it that you have to do today? So each and every day, my habit is to assess what are the things that I've done today that are contributing to the future self that I want to be. And also, given the background and where I'm coming from.
Like every action movie or a movie, there has to be an ending. You can't go through all those things that I've gone through to say that I then gave away the end. And sometimes the battle is not only about myself. I was privileged to then get a scholarship through the Life Foundation, which I'm grateful for. It could have been someone who got that opportunity. So because of the people that are paying for me, I've said to myself, the best way that I can give back is to be the best and become the person that I can also go back and get others, because 5 out of 10 girls in my primary class in 2014, they are now married. And about 10 guys, one is dead and the other guys are into drugs and some are not even employed. I might have failed my friends, but their children are my responsibility. So knowing that on my shoulders, I'm carrying other people's visions, I ask myself, if I don't wake up today, if I don't run today, if I don't submit that assignment in class, am I not disadvantaging others? There's nothing special about me. It could have been me in the streets doing drugs, but by the grace of God, I've been given the mandate to lead, to use those opportunities. So these are the things that I tell myself. So I don't wait to be told, Panashe, what is it that you're doing? Because people are paying school fees for me. People are looking up to me. My family, they're looking up to me because I'm the first generation. So these are the things that motivate me. And also, I don't need to look at even great people. I just need to turn back. If I look at my family members, they represent poverty well. They represent things that I don't like. So I just have to turn in my family and say, no, I don't want this. These things has to end. How do I end? Not by complaining, but by showing up each and every day, by applying myself. That's what motivates me.
I cannot add more to what you said. I can see where your leadership skills and also the service that you've been doing and training the upcoming youth is coming from. One line that I love from what you said is show up.
Yes.
I think showing up is a significant part of the beginner process of everything. For someone listening and who might feel stuck or where you once were, who is trying to follow a similar path, what advice would you give them? Are there any lessons or mindsets you would want them to take to heart?
I'd like to say that it's okay to be different. And it is our difference that it makes us unique. No one can tell your story better than you. No one can beat you praying for you. Yes, the pastor can say, I can pray for you. But no one can beat you waking up to do the things that you want to do. One of the things that I would say is also pursue things that build your character. Know where you are coming from. We meet with different people in different circles. But sometimes we might have a tendency of forgetting how your parents are earning money, how you were raised, and the consequences of not showing up each and every day. You are your own motivator. You are your own prayer partner. Look at the things that you do when no one is looking. Stop complaining and start working harder.
Thanks to Ryan and Panashe for working with us. That's our show. Take a Leap is produced at BYU Radio by Heidi Clough with additional production by Nick Levitt. This Pathway collaboration was only possible with the support of Joshua Yankson, Rebecca Archibald, Monica Stallings, Silvio Gomez, Candice Pemhiwa, and Connor Payne. We're your hosts,
Nafsala Rodriguez
and Ocean Marshall.